peaceful out here.
You want to smoke with me, man? You reach, I reach. Bust it. Gold shorts on, muscle out. You see it. I told you, keep it real. That's money.
Hey, West Podcast for your latest and everything. Y'all know what I talk about on here. I talk about sports, TV shows, movies, music, you name it. If you ever want to be a guest, hit up the inbox. Let me know something, man. Let's set up some for a Thursday night. I'll get the video together, edit it up, do all that good stuff, throw it on YouTube the next day. If you want to get your message heard, contact me. If it's you got something you want to say, hit your boy up. Jump in the DM, jump on my social media platforms. All at Mechee from the Midwest. Outside of Facebook, obviously my name, Demetrius Brooks. Let's get into the show, man. I got a nice little lineup for y'all tonight. I got a few topics I want to cover. I want to be brief. I don't want to draw everything out and do too many spoilers as far as like the movies and TV shows and stuff like that I saw. But I do want to get into this NBA update. So that'll be probably the first thing we get into. The NBA updates, as you know, the playoffs. We got 3 more games, and the playoffs is here. We're going to get into a classic album. The classic album of the week this week is Lil Wayne, Carter 3. We got to get into that. That's a classic album. We're going to get into boxing on Netflix. We got Tyson Fury fighting some dude. I think I want to say I hate to put countries on people, but I'm pretty sure Buddy Russian. And it should be a solid fight. It's going to be very entertaining. Always down to watch a heavyweight fight, especially with dudes with heavy hands that can get a knockout. UFC 327. Oh my God, that card! I was telling one of my boys at work. This is one of those cards that the early prelims is good, prelims and the main card gonna be solid. So definitely gonna get into that. Movie of the week I saw was Sin Help. Solid movie. It caught me off guard though because from like when you look at trailers, sometimes I'll speak on this a few times. When you look at a trailer, you really don't they give you that key point of like, oh wait a minute, this movie is going to be about this, but it's so much more that comes into this movie. A lot of things I didn't see coming on the movie. Overall, solid watch. And the other thing I want to talk about is the Lamar Odom documentary that he has out on Netflix right now. It was a good watch. If you're a Lakers fan, if you're a sports fan when it comes to basketball, you see what some of these cats go through, man. So we'll get into that. So I want to start the show off with the standings as what it's looking like right now, as far as going to the playoffs with, like I said, with 3 games left, who's in and what the I won't get into what the matchups will be yet, but man, it's going to be some tough basketball, man. And I'm going to let y'all know the key injuries as well. So let's start off with the Eastern Conference. Right now, out of, you know that is now it's 10 teams that got a chance. 1 through 6 is locked. 7 through 10 have to play in the play-in, which will start, I want to say next week. It'll be the 7 versus the 8. No, the 7 versus 8 and the 9 versus 10. But I think both have to win 2 times to get in for the last 2 spots, something like that. But let's get into it. I'm going to start with 10. 10, Miami. Miami and Charlotte, Philadelphia, Orlando, Toronto, Atlanta, Cleveland, New York, Boston, and Detroit. Looking at this, the only teams that can actually swap spots is Philly, Orlando, Toronto, and Atlanta are 1 game apart. The Knicks and the Cavs are 1 game apart. So it could be a little bit of moving around going. But as far as key injuries right now, Miami, Bam and Hero there, no issue. I'm pretty sure he's got Wiggins back. I'm not too sure about where right now. And I know that they need a big man to help out. Charlotte has looked healthy. They've been on the run. They've been looking good. Philly, Joel Embiid. I know we say this all the time, man. You can trust the process all you want, man. But sometimes it's time to move the hell on from the process. Embiid got hurt again. I think they said he's doing emergency surgery as of today. So if that's the case, when a surgery is involved, 9 times out of 10, you won't be making a playoff appearance. So that can make it tough for the Sixers. But they're in the playing game, so we'll have to see how that goes down. Orlando was looking pretty healthy. I know they got Wagner back. Ventura been balling. Suggs. What's my boy name? Desmond Bain. They've been looking pretty good. Toronto look like they healthy. Atlanta has been solid. That was a good pickup for CJ McCollum. I've been watching a couple of these games lately. They play pretty good together. Cleveland, Mobley and Jared Allen, they were on like injury management for the most part, but they ended up playing last night with Harden and Mitchell, so they look good together. Their rookie, what's his name? The rookie they got, he hasn't been there, so they're like the small forward right now has been missing right now. And I can't think. I want to say Tyson. It's Tyson. He hasn't been playing right now, so hopefully they can get him back before the playoffs if possible. New England they just look like the same team from last year, man. They don't look like they're gonna move the needle. I don't see them making any noise in the playoffs. Boston has been looking good. Jalen and Tatum, they've been having a little injuries and stuff. Tatum just came back from injury, but they did get Vujic back, so he's been playing, getting him back in rotation, and just got to keep Jalen Brown and Tatum healthy, and they definitely have a shot. And Detroit has been balling. They've been doing okay. They're 58-22. Cade Cunningham will be back for the playoffs. So that's what the East looking like right now. Really still not a clear-cut winner right now, but my choice, the early predictions for the Eastern Conference is still Boston, at least for me. Moving on to Western Conference, let's start with 10. 10, we got the Warriors, we got Portland, the Clippers, Phoenix, Minnesota, Houston, Lakers, Denver, San Antonio, OKC. Warriors just got Curry back. I still don't see them making too much noise. I can see them making it into the playoffs, but I think they'd be first one out because they have to end. Most likely, if they're the 8, they're gonna most likely have to play the OKC, and that's gonna be ugly for them. I think so, at least. Portland been looking pretty good. I know they 40-40, but having a winning percentage with a team that's just now getting together is pretty cool. The Clippers, they've been okay. They got to keep Kawhi healthy. Darius Garland's there. Gotta get them big men involved. I know Brook Lopez been okay, but they gotta get way more involved. Phoenix, they just got Dylan Brooks back. Let's see. I don't know. I haven't really been seeing much on Booker or Grayson Allen too much lately. They're going to need all those cats right there, man, especially those that are the playing teams. Minnesota, Anthony Edwards got to get healthy. He got to stay healthy going. I know he had a knee issue. They're going to need him bad. That's going to be their leader. They're going to definitely need him because they'll end up running against a team like Denver most likely for the first round. Houston, led by KD, he got to get out the first round, or this move to Houston was just a wash. The Lakers, that's who most likely we're looking like we're playing is the Lakers. Right now, Luka's out, Austin Reeves is out, LeBron's making his return back tonight. Without Austin Reeves and Luka and LeBron, all three on the court, I don't believe we got a chance with Houston as of now because the heart of the team is just look weak, man. The bench look weak. I don't see why Don Connect is not getting a little bit of tick. He just got a little tick the other night. He's not being played. He's another shooter. He should be in the game. I don't care if he is a defensive liability or not. If you got a shooter, put him in the game. You drafted him first round, use the young man. But I don't know what this is with him and JJ Redick. I don't know what's going on. DeAndre Ayton, man, low motor, just low motor. He'll play good against a team like Washington or Brooklyn, but then you put him against a solid team, he just crash and burn every time. So I'm really disgusted with that cat, man. Denver look good. They got as long as everybody healthy. I know they've been letting Jokic rest a little bit down. Aaron Gordon coming back from his leg injuries and stuff like that. Jamal Murray, a problem. They're going to be a hard out in the playoffs. San Antonio, Wemby got hurt. He should be back before the playoffs, but they've been doing their thing without Wemby. Wemby should be good. I mean, I know it's hard to get healthy when the playoffs are around the corner, but maybe a little week off while the playing is going on, it gives them a chance to heal up a little bit and put it all on the line going into the playoffs. And then, as usual, the OKC, they are 64-16 leading the way. They tough, man. To me, it depends on how Wemby looks. If he stays healthy, if he can shake this injury that he got going on, I'm not sure what exact injury he has right now. I think it's like a rib injury or something like that. If he can get healthy, I believe that they can beat OKC. They'll end up having to pay him if they're playing a championship. But that's still my vote right now is the Spurs versus Boston with San Antonio getting their first ring. I'm just all in on Wemby, man. I'm a Lakers fan, but I'm a realistic basketball fan. I can tell when my team don't have enough or don't have the tools to match up against some of these key teams. But that's what it's looking right now, man. Health is what's going to get you through the playoffs. If you ain't got your star players out there, the next man up, if he ain't shit, you ain't going nowhere. So that's all I got for NBA, man. I was going to talk a little bit more in depth on the Lakers, but I really ain't got time for it. It's just the simple stuff. The injuries is adding up. DeAndre Ayton is playing terrible, and everybody else is just standing there. Like if you watch him play, LeBron get the ball, everybody just standing in corners. Nobody's moving. Nobody's setting a pick. It's nothing there. And JJ just doesn't have the voice to make these dudes play. Why we went and got him as a coach, I'll never know. Obviously, it was because he's cool with LeBron, but that's another story, man. So I'll leave that alone. That's all I got for NBA, man. Let's take a quick break, and as I want to stay on the basketball topic and talk about this Lamar Odom documentary I saw over the weekend. That's all I got for the NBA. Check y'all in 1 second.
That's what it felt like, a lottery number. One day I was a kid who could jump. The next day I was signing a pro contract. I thought I'd made it. My first season, I put up points. Cameras on me.
Okay, let's get back in here. Let's talk about this Lamar Odom documentary. I sat down and watched this. It was a sad documentary, man, because I've never been a hard drug user or anything like that, but I've seen the effect of that on people, family members, friends, people I grew up with, just seeing the effect that it does to them. But I will never know how it feels to be in a pro league and have to deal with that same stuff. So on this documentary, it pretty much the main thing is that it shows you the battles he had in life. Lamar Odom, being from New York, I'm pretty sure he's from New York. Growing up being a high celebrity high school basketball player, them saying, "Hey, he's the number one in the league, in the country, one of the best ever." He's like a 6'8" guard or something like that. And back then, that was unusual outside of Magic Johnson. But to be that big and be able to move the rock like he was doing, man, he ended up getting drafted. Now, yeah, he ended up getting drafted. I want to say to the Clippers. Let me double check that. I'm pretty sure um, he got drafted by the Clippers, and when he went to go play for the Clippers, his at the time he had he ended up having 2 kids. He had 2 kids with his girl that he was in high school with. Just to rewind a little bit, he had a rough upbringing. He lost his mom when he was 10 years old. His pops pretty much ran out on him because he tried drugs over being a father. So when you lose your mom and your dad by the age of 10, it's like who gonna step up and play the role? And it was his mom. I'm pretty sure his mom's sister that stood up and kept him afloat and got him through school and everything like that. And as he went on in life, he ended up making it to the NBA, taking care of the family or whatnot. And yeah, starting to take care of the family, but then he ends up going to the NBA, and his girl at the time, they had 2 kids, worked on a third, and once they got to LA, they end up getting shipped to. He ended up getting traded to Miami, and like I said, he was an NBA basketball player for I won't say like, but it's like what most people say, like they do their thing, like you meet all these different women, different states and stuff, you get to dibbling dabbling with different drugs and stuff, and you find a drug you like. And he ran into cocaine. Right before that, he had a third child. This was a part of him I didn't know about. Was he had a third kid, and the youngest kid, rest their soul, passed away one day, and it hurt him. It messed him up, as if it would affect anybody that lost a child. especially at a young age. It's not even like still in the toddler stage. He lost his child, so he had 2 kids, and pretty much he is like, hey, I want y'all to come live with me and will move with me and stuff. And she was pretty much like, I can't stay there because that's where the baby passed away at. And he just said, all right, forget it. And next thing you know, he was on a downward spiral, man. He got to doing drugs a little heavy and stuff like that. He ends up getting traded to the Lakers. And when he gets to the Lakers, he is surrounded by a legend and legends, as in Phil Jackson, Kobe Bryant, Ron Artest, and he gets there and he wins championship. I don't know, was he with there? I'm pretty sure it was with Paul Gasol as well and Bynum and them. He gets there, they win 2 championships, and he was still messing with the drugs. He ends up running to Khloe Kardashian one time and instantly falls in love. They get married in 30 days. He felt like that was his person. And they were saying on here like how he loved the attention. So at the time they had to Keeping Up with the Kardashians, all these different Kardashian shows, and he wanted to be in the spotlight. So he started coming on the show with them and stuff like that. But at the same time as getting in the spotlight, he was still fighting an addiction, and that was wanting to be around drugs, doing drugs. And he ends up going into a coma a couple times. I want to say they said the first time he went into the coma, when he came out, Chloe was pretty much saying like how she wanted a divorce and everything, and she wasn't expecting him. Like it was like it's either you stay with the drugs or you get a divorce. No, divorce or cut the drugs out. And in a way, he was like, you know what, I can't give up the drugs like that because, like they say, he was still trying to chase his first high, and she was caught off guard because she's like, wait a minute, I thought that we was gonna be together. I wasn't expecting you to say that we could get a divorce. But he's like, no, I'm gonna just give her what she wants because if you present that idea to me, then that's what we're gonna do. And he still wanted to do his own thing. He still was chasing that high, going different places he had no business at. But like I said, you can't tell a grown man where to go in life. Um, Being a celebrity in the public eye and stuff like that, it was like he was just going through so much. But then he ends up having going into a coma again, and this time he pretty much they thought they lost him, and he came back, and Chloe was able to be with him or what? No, I'm mixing something up. When he came out the coma, she was there with him and stuff like that. He starts getting better, and then he starts allegedly cheating on her, and she found out that she cheated, and that's when she said, "You know what? I can't do this no more. This the divorce," and it was over with, and they pretty much cut ties with each other. And after that, he felt like he didn't have nobody. Now, mind you, I want to rewind it just a little bit. He has 2 kids. He was so messed up in the drug world that, like, even when they won a championship, the family wanted to come out and surprise him and stuff like that, and they wouldn't even let him. He was so ashamed of himself that he was on drugs that he wouldn't even come to the door, wouldn't answer the door when the kids came to see him, and he ends up at the parade, and they see him on TV, and they say like they was heartbroken over it. And then even with the coma situation, they weren't allowed. Like Chloe was in charge of, like, she wasn't allowing people to just bum rush and come see him and stuff like that. But then the kids really didn't want to be around it. So the kids are on the documentary, Chloe's on the documentary, and his auntie that was raising him is on there. So it's just it's a touchy situation, man, just to see like one of a great basketball player that could have been greater if he was able to avoid the addiction. And like I said, that last time he ended up going into the coma was, I think they said he went off in Vegas and was doing a little coke or whatever, and then he was taking these sexual enhancement pills. They said you're supposed to take like one of them. He took like 12 of them, and like my man's was just, I guess, like on cocaine and extra horny. So he said on it, he's like, man, I gotta go get it in. Like my man's like, man, I gotta go get some ass and stuff like that. So he's going all off the outside of Vegas to find like hard drugs and prostitutes and stuff. And like I said, it just became an addiction for him. And that was pretty much the story, man. Present day, my girl Brandy always gonna look up some stuff. So I'm thinking, oh, damn, I'm glad to see he doing good. She's like, well, yeah, his ass just got pulled over in January, so he's been sober for a couple months. Now I'm not laughing at that. It was just crazy. Like I'm thinking, like if you done died off all these hard drugs and stuff, most people find their next vice, and it's like I got to find a different drug. And it's like he goes to weed and alcohol. Drinking is something like I call it the devil's juice, man, because I remember at one point when I got out the service, like when I was about 27, no, 28, when I got out the service, for 2 years, I was just drinking my head off because I was so used to doing it in the service, but I was more active and stuff like that. So I'm going to the gym, getting off, eating, then drinking and stuff. And it's like at some point, it just got to the point where it's like, I can't keep doing this to my body. So I understand why he went to alcohol, because maybe he's just dealing with depression and like all the losses he had in life, the close calls in life. And he's just looking for a different vice, man. But I pray that he don't crash out and get back on bad drugs. Like if anything, just do the weed or something to find his peace. But hopefully he finds his peace and realize he doesn't need drugs to survive, man. But like I said, his dad was somebody that was big in drugs that gave up on raising his family. So I mean, it kind of be in your bloodline sometime, but it's up to you to break that cycle. So I'm praying that Lamar Odom breaks that cycle and gets out that situation, man. Because like I said, it was a real touchy subject to see. But overall, he looked good. He looks like he's getting back to normal and stuff like that. So salute to Lamar Odom. Great documentary. If you want to go check it out, that documentary is Lamar Odom over there on Netflix. It is streaming now. It should be in the top 10. Like I said, it was a great documentary. Y'all know I'm a big documentary head, and it was a solid watch. So y'all go check that out. That's all I got for y'all as far as documentaries. Let's take a quick break, and we will get into the next segment.
I'm stranded on an island, sunburned, hungry, and the only thing on my mind, my podcast. How am I supposed to record out here? No mic, no mixer, not even a phone signal. I mean, look at me. I got a ripped shirt, dusty khakis, and a whole lot of sand.
Okay, y'all. Let's get into. Let's get into this movie Send Help, because I don't want to spoil the movie. I just want to give y'all like a quick summary of what's going on with it. A movie I stumbled across actually because me and my girl was actually looking for something that we can watch, and like I said, we usually take turns trying to find something to watch. And I ran into this one. We ran into it, and it's like, damn, we seen a preview, and it's like, okay, it sounds relatable. Like if you're a working man, a working woman, 9 to 5, working a 9 to 5, it puts you in a what if situation. So what if you were? How the story goes is that, let me see what her name is. Linda Little. She's a smart, overlooked employee at a financial company. She was promised a promotion. So she's promised a promotion. That's how the movie starts off. To the staff, she's been there for a while, but she comes off as a weirdo. Like she eats tuna fish sandwiches. She puts it in her drawer and stuff like that. It's just like weird stuff. And what happens is she gets overlooked for a position, and she's thinking she's going to get a promotion, but then the CEO comes in and say, no, we're giving it to somebody else. So pretty much like, you've been here, we appreciate your hard work, but you're not the look that we're going for. And he comes off, the guy, the other character name is Bradley Preston. He's rich and title CEO. Well, that's the CEO. Rich ends up promoting somebody else, and this person is like, he's more of he has the look. He dresses up, he wears the suit, he's good with the people and stuff. He doesn't come off weird. So they're like, we're gonna go with this guy over you. So it puts her in a messed up position, that like she's ready to quit the job and stuff like that. But the tables turn because they end up, she says, well, the CEO is like, you know what? I want to send you somewhere. I'm gonna send a couple of y'all out on a little mission to I want to say like another company or something like that. And once you come back, if I get some good information, I'll consider of promoting you sooner or later, something like that, or just give me something that makes me reconsider the hire I just made, pretty much. So they end up getting on the plane. Bradley, Linda, and a few more friends, and they're looking at this video because, like I said, she comes off weird, and it's a survivor video. So It's a show called Survivor. Like, you know, people be on the island or whatever, lost, and they got to find out how to survive on land without like phones, TVs, and stuff like that. Like, I guess like how the cavemen used to live. And she has a video, so she's actually learned how to be a survivor if something shit was to hit the fan, pretty much. The plane ride goes bad because the plane ends up crashing. I want to say it was about 8 of them on the plane. 8 of the people die. The only people that survive is the CEO and Linda. Is it Linda? I keep messing up her name. Linda. So Bradley he's engaged, about to get married. His fiance and a friend don't know where he went to. Like I said, they thought they was dead. So pretty much they end up on the island. It's just them two to survive. Bradley is dealing with a bad injury. Linda is already went to work. She's like, wait a minute, I know how to survive. I didn't make the Survivor show, but I know what it takes to survive. So she's making pallets, making cots, killing animals, all that stuff just to survive. It's storming out there. She's making stuff that can cover to shield them, little cribs and stuff like that. So she's put in a situation where she got to actually help the person that just told her she wasn't good enough to get the next position, and he has to pretend that he's cool with her because he don't know, like, with her injured, if she wanted to, she could kill him. The way that she was killing animals out there, she could have did him the same way and took advantage because he was injured. As the movie goes on, they start getting along a little bit, but she says something I think that threw him off, was that she tells him, the CEO, that maybe we should just stay here. We don't need to go back or whatever like that. And I think it kind of creeped him out because it's like, wait a minute, you know, I'm engaged. I need to get back to my girl because I'm getting married soon. So he tries to poison her, and he does poison her, but she's able to get over it soon. He tries to escape and gets washed up by the waves or something like that, and it sends his ass right back to the island. So now it's like, you just try to kill me, and now you want me to take care of you again or be your friend or whatever. So they pretty much just going back and forth, trying to be cool with each other, and then eventually they just bump heads to where it's like either it's you or me. You hate me, I hate you. They trying to kill each other. So that's how the movie goes. Um, it's a part of, I don't want to give away the whole movie, but I mean, we here now. It's a part where it's been a few people seeing people over there and seeing that it was 2 survivors. So every time she sees survivors coming that way, she hides. But eventually, she's out. I'm trying to get her next kill for some food, and the fiance and her friend and his friend pops up. Like, I knew that y'all was alive. Something told me that he was alive. Can you take me to him? It's a part on here where it's a part on like the mountain that if you step on it, it'll pretty much crumble. And pretty much what happens is, she, instead of taking the fiance to Bradley, she decides, you know what, dude, you don't fuck with me. You already try to kill me. I'm gonna hit you where it hurts at. So what happens is she takes them on a different route, and they end up getting to a point where I think the fiance falls off, and then the friend is trying to help out, and she ends up hitting with the rock and pretty much killed both of them or whatever. They end up dying. So now he's back to being stuck on the island with just her. He starts looking around and he finds the ring that he bought her, and he sees that she was buried in the sand or whatever, something like that. And that's when he pretty much completely flip out. Now he's like, you just killed her. Why did you want to kill her, my fiance, and stuff like that? I hate you, blah, blah, blah. They get into it again, and it finally gets to the point where somebody got to go, and that person ends up dead. And that the survivor ends up being the person that was sent, out there, that was able to survive. So put 2 and 2 together, you know what I'm talking about. But as far as the movie goes, man, it's an actual good watch. It gets gory a little bit. It's a comedy. It can be, so it was kind of funny. It's a little gory, like horror movie, action movie, but overall it was a solid movie. This movie, it should be streaming. It might be on Prime, or either Prime or Hulu. It might be on Prime or Hulu right now, but if not, load up your Fire Stick and buy it or whatever. If you stream it on there, it's a solid look. I would give it about I'll say about a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I don't think horror and comedy movies go together, but I like the twist that they had on the movie, all the different things that they were able to accomplish, like as far as her being looked down on, her able to do what she did to survive in the movie and the life that she lived after the fact. So I think it was a solid movie. I don't know. It could possibly be a number two. I could see a number two being made out of this movie. But overall, if you're looking for a movie to watch, Sin Help is a movie that is worth the watch. I'll give it like a 7 out of 10. If you're in the horror / comedy action movies, this is definitely a go-to to watch. It is streaming now. Go check out Sin Help. That's all I got for the movie section of the segment of the podcast. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast for your latest updates on movies. Let's take a quick break and get into the next segment.
It's Mechee from the Midwest, muscle in a blue T-chest, looking like a steel crest. Landed on Mars with a mic in my grip, red dust on my kicks, let the bass shit flip. Got the planet vibing, whole crowd vibing, aliens throwing up lights like it's homecoming Friday. Biceps big as on.
Okay, y'all, think it's time to talk a little bit of music, man. I want to get into a little music right quick before I get into these last two topics, this boxing and UFC. As y'all know, I've been doing albums. If it's on Friday, I'll preview albums and let y'all know what I thought about it, give y'all my favorite 5 songs on there. But when ain't no music drop for the week, I got to go back to my classic albums, and this classic album of the week is Lil Wayne, The Carter 3. One of my favorite albums. I want to think about where I was when this album dropped. I was in Okinawa, Japan, 2008. This was my first, I want to say my first year in Japan. When I first heard this, I want to say we was on an army base, and Lollipop dropped. Lollipop, and this one of those songs that they kept on repeat. I'm talking about you're talking about colonels, sergeant majors, all the way down to privates. Everybody, it was just a catchy song, and everybody listened to the song. They played on the beach. I shit you not, like the whole goddamn day. Like it was the only song on the tape. But this was one of my favorite albums, one of my favorite Lil Wayne albums. I want to get into the features on this album first, and then I'm going to give y'all my favorite 5 songs off of here. So, features, we have Static Major, Kanye West, Jewel Santana, Fabulous, Busta Rhymes, Briscoe, Static Major, D. Smith, Bobby V and Kid, Robin Thicke, Babyface, T-Pain, and the one and only Jay-Z, the GOAT. Now, this tape has 18 songs on here. Oh my goodness. If I had to give y'all 5 songs off of here, my 5 would be Let the Beat Build, Miss Officer, Comfortable, 3-Peat, and Mr. Carter. I'll say that because just hearing Wayne and Jay-Z on the same song is just fire to me. Especially at this time, this was when they were saying that Wayne was better than Jay-Z, Jay-Z is bigger than Wayne, and for them to be on a song together, show no animosity towards each other, I thought it was dope. But those are my favorite songs off this tape. Like I said, man, this was one of the ones that I said they got stuck on Lollipop. I didn't say Lollipop as one of my favorite 5 because just from that day, I heard that song way too goddamn much. Going forward, like I said, every time you go to the club, as soon as you walk into the club, Lollipop on. When you leaving out at 2 o'clock in the morning, 3 o'clock, Lollipop still on. It was just one of those songs that like it hit the fan and like it worked. And it's probably one of his biggest songs when you think about it. But as far as my favorite 5 songs on there, again, I'm going 3-Peat, Mr. Carter, Comfortable, Miss Officer, and Let the Beat Build. Shout out to my boy Mikey, man. That damn Let the Beat Build. When that shit used to come on, my boy be ready. We going straight to the club every time because Mikey, like I said, he be My boy, he from Virginia, man. He get hype as hell when that shit come on. So shout out to my boy Mikey. I see he just picked up a little bit more rank, doing your thing up in the service. Man, I salute all my service boys out there that I came into the military with. And for y'all to still be going as strong as y'all is, I salute y'all for sure. But as far as the music go, man, that was the only just a little brief. I just wanted to be brief with that. And that was what I had for y'all as far as music go. That's what I got for y'all this week. I did see my brother posted, I want to say Money Man. I think he got a tape dropping tomorrow, so that might be the one I preview next week. I'm a big fan of Money Man. So that's all I got for music, man. Let me know in the comments what's your favorite 5 tracks off the Carter 3. I told y'all what my 5 is. Let me know if you agree with that, or would you replace a couple songs with the ones that I have. Let's take a quick break, and we're going to do a little bit of boxing talk, and then lastly, we're going to get into the UFC 327 card.
Y'all play boxing. I am boxing. Tap into the podcast.
Okay, for my boxing fans, if you got Netflix, this week is the week to get caught up with a little bit of boxing in the heavyweight division. We got about 4 fights on here. This fight is on Netflix. It'll be coming on at 2 p.m. Eastern. So this is an early fight. I want to get into the let me see, Tyson Fury. I'm not even sure how to say Buddy last name because I think he's like Russian or some shit. But he's a beast. I'll say he's a beast, but also I don't think he's been too tested yet to be considered like something great. But let's see here. His name is, he's 36, so he is Russian. Arslanbek Mahavov Makadov or some shit. Y'all, these fucking names is crazy, man. I'm not even gonna waste my time with Buddy, but anyways, he 21-2. He got 19 knockouts. He got 2 losses, both by knockout. Is he coming off a loss? He lost 2 fights. From the ones I did see that he lost to, it was because they got to go into his body, and with him being like, he's a big old stocky cat, he throws punches like George Foreman. He's very stiff with his punches, but he don't, as far as like the body action, if you get to his body, he just looked tired, man, and they get to wearing him out. He just stand there and let you just punch off on him. So that's what I've seen from the 2 losses he's taken. But he will be going against a legend in boxing, Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury is 34-2-1, 24 knockouts, 0 losses by no knockouts at all. But the 2 is just both decisions, and they were both to Usyk. Now, when it comes to resume, Tyson Fury resume is like unbelievable compared to the other guy. I'm tripping. Before I even get into the prediction, well, yeah, I guess it don't really matter in the order, but yeah. With that fight, I'm going Tyson Fury just because he's the more well-known fighter, and I know like with Tyson Fury, he's a bit goofy, but he moves around. He knows like he might be a heavyweight and weigh like 300 pounds. He knows how to stay light on his feet. He's gonna go to the body. He already knows his weakness. He's going to be looking at the beat up the body and take him out early. I don't see this being a competitive match. I think it'd be entertaining because Tyson Fury is going to make it entertaining. But if Tyson plays too much and they get caught up in the corner, Buddy is going to put him down. Big dog, Big Rush. That's what I'm calling Big Rush. Big Rush is going to whoop his ass and put Tyson Fury down. Tyson Fury has been taking a lot of fights that didn't make sense to me. I think it's a money grab, but it's still people out there that could be fighting. AJ, Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder. No, not Deontay Wilder. Scratch that. AJ, Big Baby, some of these new heavyweights coming up. He could be fighting those dudes. Like the Big Rush that he's fighting right now. I don't see this being like a big draw, but it's going to be on Netflix, so it's going to stream big. It's going to generate a lot of money. But if I had to make a prediction, I'm going to say Fury to win in, I'll say about 7 or 8. But if he don't knock him out, it'll go to decision, and Fury will win pretty much 10 out of the 12 rounds. They might give the Big Rush a couple of rounds, but I don't see him doing too much to I don't see him as a threat compared to Tyson Fury. Now the other fight on there, I should have started with the co-main event, is it should be a better fight, and that is Conor Benn. He will be taking on Regis Prograis. I'm not really too big on Regis because of, damn, wait a minute. Okay, yeah. Regis, he just comes off as a big shit talker to me, but when it comes down to it, he ends up losing. Now, he's never been knocked out. He's lost to actual competition. He's lost 3 times. He is 30-3. He got 24 knockouts, never been knocked out. He got 3 losses. He lost to Jack Catterall, Devin Haney, and Josh Taylor. Those are champions that he lost to, so he's no slouch. But Conor Benn, to me right now, Conor Benn is 24. What is Conor? Conor Benn is 24. Damn, what's going on? I want to say Conor Benn is 24-1 right now. And his only loss was to Chris Eubanks. They ran it back, and he beat the hell out of Chris Eubanks. So he's looking for competition. I think Regis is somebody, gives him another name state-wise. Even though they're fighting over in the UK, I want to say. I'm pretty sure they're fighting in the UK. This gives him a fight to get his name ringing bells and stuff. So then if he beats Regis in a great fashion, an ass whooping, he'll go on. He got Devin Haney and them out there. That 147, I'm pretty sure that he can 147, 140 that he can fight. I know it was talks of him and Shakur Stevenson, but this is one of those fights that you have to destroy your opponent if you want to fight bigger names. If you go in here and get a unanimous, not even a unanimous decision, a decision by barely winning and not looking good, then they might know we don't believe in him yet. And then you go back to fighting tomato cans, as they say, and you'll never get that big fight as you did with Chris Eubanks. But everybody know Chris Eubanks is retiring soon, most likely. He just had a kid. But that don't take nothing away from Conor Benn. I'm going with Conor Benn for the knockout. I know Regis Prograis never been knocked out, but I think this is one of those fights that Conor can put the pressure on him and whoop him silly. So as far as the Netflix card go, I'm going Conor Benn by knockout, and I'm going to go Tyson Fury by knockout in 7. I'll say 7 or 8. I'll change it. 7 or 8 should be a knockout. So the main 2 fights should end in knockout. If, like I said, if you got something that you need to do early in the day before UFC come on, for my fighting fans, this will be going down, boxing on Netflix, Tyson Fury versus Big Rush. Y'all look his name up, man. I can't say buddy name. But that's all I got for boxing, man. I want to get in here and speak on the last topic after this commercial break. Y'all stick around as we wrap this show up.
I'm coming for that belt. Keep it safe. I got a red mouthpiece with my exact face. See that? And red shorts. You know what's next. This is my time. Keep it shining. I'm on the way.
All right, y'all. We are finally here, the last segment of the day. I feel like I moved pretty quick with this card, but let's get in here and talk about this UFC for the week. UFC 327. Been watching UFC. The countdown, I watched it yesterday. It was pretty good. This is headlined by Jiri Przagas versus Carlos Oberg. That is going to be a solid fight. The winner will end up having to be, I want to say the winner will be the number 1 contender most likely, and I'll have to go fight Alex Pereira in the light heavyweight division. He got a fight on his hand, but he already beat Jiri. But this Carlos dude, we'll get into him in a minute. Let's start with the early prelims. Right now, we have 7. We got 12 fights. Wait a minute. Yeah, okay, we good. We got 12 fights. Ain't been no pullouts. Got praying that no injuries happen. Nobody misses weight. Everybody keeps professional. Gets here. Nobody has to pull out because this is one of those cards that I feel like could be one of the best cards of the year. First fight, we have Charles Raddick versus Francesco Prado. Raddick is 11-5. Prado is 12-4. This is a lightweight, actually the welterweight division. I'm going Prado on this one, man. I've seen a lot of his fights. I know he's coming off a loss. He's way younger. He's only 23 years old. This is a fight that he gets that can help him build his confidence up and move up in the rank. Will move up to possibly be top 15 after a couple more fights. So this is a solid fight for him. Next fight, we have Kelvin Gastelum, 21-10 versus Vince Luque, 23-12. Luque is coming off a loss. Gastelum is coming off a unanimous decision. Both of these gentlemen are 34 years old. Luque has 7 knockouts. Kelvin only has 3 knockouts. Luque is the bigger, significant striker. Kelvin looks for the takedown more often. I like both of these fighters, but I'm gonna go Luque because I think he's gonna be able to keep it on the feet for most of the fight. And I think if he does it that way, he's the better striker. He should be able to win by decision. I don't see this being a knockout, but it's possible somebody could get knocked out this fight. But as far as the prediction go, I'm going Luque. Main event on the early prelims, we got Chris Padella, 17-6 versus Markel Medeiros. Who did he just? I thought he just lost. No, he just won. Okay. I like Padella. He's on a 4-fight win streak. He's 17-6. Medeiros is 11-1. He's on a 3-fight win streak. Both of these guys are coming off wins. I want to say, as far as resume goes, who's fought the bigger fighters and won and beat the bigger fighters, to me it's Padella. So I'm gonna go with Padella. I'll say by decision. I think this would be a decision win, even though he's coming off a big knockout win. I'm gonna go with him by decision. So that early card, I think it'll be a lot of decisions, but it'll be some solid matches. Next, let's get into the prelims. We got Tatiana Suarez, 12-1 versus Lupe Godinez, 14-5. Both coming off wins. Who has the more impressive win? Damn, they both just beat 2 solid women. They beat Lemos and Andrade. I'm gonna go Suarez because she's only lost 1 time, and I think it was to the current champ right now, Gracio. Well, Gracio's not the champ right now, but she lost to Gracio, I'm pretty sure. So I'm gonna go Suarez. I'm pretty sure she learned from that loss. 35 years old, she still got some in the tank. I'm going Suarez for that one. Next, we have Matisse Gamrot, 25-4 versus Esteban Ribovics. Boy, these fucking names be killing me. I'm going Gamrot. I know he's coming off a loss to Oliveira, but he was on a nice little win streak before that. He seems like he's the bigger fighter, the more well-known fighter. He's fought way more competition. He is 6 years elder, but I think he'll get the job done with this young cat. So I'm going Gamrot to win that. Next, moving along, this one, this card start getting even better. We got the biggest shit talker in the division, Kevin Holland, 28-15, my dog, versus Randy Brown, 20-7. This is a good fight for Kevin Holland because I know Randy Brown has fought solid fighters, but when he fights solid top guys, he always ends up losing. I'm not sure if he'll get knocked out this fight, but I think Holland can make easy work with him. I think he can embarrass him. He's going to talk him to death. He's going to take Randy Brown out of his game. Brown might win like the first round, but after that, I can see Kevin Holland winning the next 2 rounds. And possibly I can see him, if he can take him down and get the punches, I think he will. I just don't see him getting a standing knockout. But I'm going with Kevin Holland to get the knockout anyway, God damn it. Let's go with Kevin Holland for that one. Main event on the prelims, we have Aaron Pico, 13-5 versus Patricio Pitbull, 37-8. This is in the featherweight division. Pitbull just got through beating Danny Ige not too long ago, last year sometime, and back in July of last year. And Aaron Pico just took a nasty loss back in August last year to Lerone Murphy. And if you've seen that fight, Pico, I think he was making his UFC debut. It looked like he was winning that fight, or he had a chance, and he walked into that spinning elbow and it put him out cold. I think he's going to bounce back this fight. Even though Pitbull is good, I just feel like the age might show a factor. Pico just can't get too aggressive, because if you get too aggressive with Pitbull, you're going to get knocked out. So I want to go with Aaron Pico to win by decision. But if Pitbull is able to start firing on him, it's going to be a knockout, and it's going to be in the first round. So I'm going Aaron Pico for that one. Let's move over to the main card of the evening. We had Cub Swanson, 30-14 versus Nate Landwehr, 18-7. Cub Swanson announced before this fight that this is his last fight on contract, the last fight in the UFC. I always want to see people that's retiring go out on top. Cub Swanson, fan favorite, a vet in the UFC, been around for years. I'm talking about since early 2000. Feels like he's been there for so long. 30-14 is pretty good. I know 14 loss sounds like a lot, but when you stick around for more, you end up running into the bigger dogs that just a little bit hungrier, and they gonna get the win on you. But Cub Swanson is who I'm rocking with this one. I know Nate was saying like he's not a really big fan of him, but he respect what he did for the game. That's what he was saying in a little press conference. But I think Cub Swanson will go out there and put his life on the line. As like I said, this is his last fight. He's going to want to put that work in and ride off with a win. So I'm rocking with Cub Swanson. Next fight is going to be a goofy-ass fight because these two big goofy-ass dudes, man. Dominic Reyes, 15-5 versus Johnny Walker, 22-9. These are two of the most uncoordinated UFC fighters I ever met, and unpredictable. Johnny Walker, he always looked like he's going to play the part, like, because he's Brazilian. You would think that he got all the tools, but he comes in there playing too much. I remember one fight, he won the fight and he went to celebrate and dislocated his shoulder. It's like you got to be a different type of goofy to get injured trying to do a celebration. Dominic Reyes was on fire after he gave Bones Jones one of the closest fights ever. Bones Jones? I'm pretty sure when he fought Jones, he gave him one of the closest fight ever outside of Gus. And I thought after that, even though he lost, it was a close fight, that he was on that level of Bone Jones, that where he can fight all the rest of the light weights and keep it close. But he just wasn't able to do that. Since then, he's probably won maybe 2 fights, but he's lost 5 of them. So, 4 more. So he's probably like 1 or 2 and 4 or something like that. Johnny Walker, this really a toss-up, man. I think the more serious fighter is Reyes. I think he's desperate for a win. And I think that if Johnny Walker loses, they're gonna ship his ass out from UFC because he's just been around for too long. He done took some nasty knockouts as well. But and he's coming off a knockout win, which I didn't think he was gonna win that fight. I'm gonna go with Reyes to win this one. I think he could pull it off. And I hope it's by knockout to send Johnny Walker ass out too. Even though he's not going to retire, send him somewhere like bare knuckle or something. I think he's good with the hands. It's just he just goofy to me, man. So I'm going Dominic Reyes for that one. Next is one of the fights I really look forward to. We got Curtis Blades, 19-5 versus Josh Hokett, 8-0. This Hokett dude was a former NFL player. I think they said he played for the 49ers, and he's been tapping into becoming a character in the UFC. If you know what I mean by the characters, you've had the Kobe Covingtons, you've had the Conor McGregor, you had the Paddy Pimblett. Those type of guys created character Darren Till. These dudes create a character and they live by that. And they, when it gets to closer to the fight, they're trying to troll you. They're trying to be disrespectful. They try to do anything to get under your skin and try to talk you out your game plan or whatever. And he's been doing that all week. He's been talking crazy to other people in the card, saying he's going to do this to anybody that's up in the lightweight division, telling them like, y'all need to come up, y'all too big, come into the lightweight division. Like he's challenging all these people. He's talking. He could have promoted his last fight, and it was something he was targeting somebody that's not even in the UFC. It's like a political person. I don't think it was Barack, and I don't want to misquote him, but it was on the lines of calling some woman a man or something like that. Something corny, like how they used to say, Michelle Obama is really a man, like saying corny shit like that. And to me, it's no place for that. Like when it comes to UFC, keep it about the person that you're fighting. Talk shit about me. If you're fighting me, talk all the shit you want to say about me. Don't bring nobody else in this fighter because it's just gonna brings views. I see what you're doing there, but then it's gonna result in an ass whooping. So I gotta go with Curtis Blades to win this one because I feel like he's the bigger dude and he's gonna want to wrestle. He's going to go for the wrestling. He's going to put him on his back and embarrass him. That should be the game plan. I'm pretty sure that that's what Blade's going to do is go for the takedown and put him down. But Josh Hockett, he got hands. Like he can stand up and fight. But I just don't see him doing that with my boy Curtis Blades. So, and I want Curtis Blades to get back into that title picture. He got 7 wins by knockout. Hockett only got 2 wins by knockout. Mind you, he's only 8-0. But if he loses this fight, the little hype train might die down, most likely. So I'm going to Curtis Blades. Co-main event of the evening is Azamat Markanov, 16-0, versus Paula Costa, 15-4. This is another close fight. Azamat is on a 6-fight win streak. Costa is coming off of a unanimous decision against Kopylov. Both of these fighters are up there in age, 36, 34. Amazat, 5 knockouts, 5 wins by knockouts. Costa has more significant strikes, 6-4. Neither one of them look like they like to wrestle, so this is going to be a whoever hands heavier type of match. Costa looks a little bit smaller. I know they were saying he was on steroids for a while. Obviously, he wasn't because he beat any test that they had to take or whatever. But as far as this fight go, I'm gonna ride with the hot person, Azamat. He's on a 6-fight win streak. I can see him going for the knockout. If I remember correctly, he be putting them boys down. And like he did Rakic, he beat the hell out of him. So I'm gonna go with Azamat to win this one and keep moving up in that lightweight division because that's what they need. Lightweight division is on fire. Welterweight division is fire. Heavyweight division. All the big dogs, they on fire, man. So that's what I got for the co-main event. Main event of the evening, we have Jiri Prochazka, 32-5-1 versus Carlos Ulberg. I want to know who Ulberg lost to, but this is a lightweight fight. Carlos is on a 9-fight win streak. He just beat the hell out of Dominic Reyes. Jiri beat the hell out of Khalil Roundtree Jr. So they both coming off wins. They both got 5 wins by knockout. They both average about 6 significant strikes. Both got 1 win by submission and half a takedown is their average. So these are two that are not going to look for the takedown at all. They're going to look to stand and bang. I think that Jiri can win this one if he mixes up the punching with the kicks. I think he's the better striker as far as with kicks and punches, but Carlos has more power. I don't think he's going to be looking to kick much. He just looked to land the big one. He's going to be on Jiri's ass. So he can't let him get too close because he'll get him in clinching and elbow him out or something like that. So this fight could go either way, man. I'm really torn. I like the way that Jiri carries himself as a professional and as a man because he's not sitting around talking shit about people. He just wants to fight and become the champ again. So I'm I'm gonna go. I think Jury is the underdog. I'm rocking with the underdog, man. I like Carlos, but if he wins this one, he's already been a problem. I think this makes him. This lines him up to go with Khalil. So oh man, if Jury wins, he's gonna have to fight Alex Pereira again, and he's already lost to him twice. So I don't want to see a trilogy, really. But oh man, I hate to do this. I gotta change my pick. I'm gonna go Carlos because that'd be a striker versus striker. If Carlos wins, he'll have to fight Alex, and those are two lightweights that could be serious problem. Nope, I ain't gonna do it. Nope. Jiri is my final pick. I'm not going Carlos. I'm going with Jiri. If it's a trilogy, so be it. I'm rocking with Jiri, man, just because he a dope cat, and I think he's been at that level. He's already been a champion before. He's fought championship rounds. He know what it takes to get to the next level. He has just got to stay away from those power punches. If he can do that, he'll be able to pull off this win. So I'm rocking with Jiri to win this one. That is my final pick of the evening. So again, let's go over my picks. I'm going Prado over Radke. I'm going Luque over Gaslam. Padella over Medeiros. Suarez over Godinez. Gamrot over Ribovics. Holland over Brown. Pico over Pitbull. Swanson over Landwehr. Reyes over Walker. Curtis Blades over Josh Hokett. Azamat over Costa. And the main event of the evening, I'm rocking with Jiri over Carlos Oberg to go set up another fight for the trilogy with Alex Pereira. That's all I have for y'all, man. Thank y'all for tuning in today, man. That was a rough one because like I said, with these, when it comes to UFC and boxing, they have some crazy ass names. And I haven't really dedicated myself to as far as when it comes to podcasting, trying to break down these people's names. I'll just sound it out, man. I don't give a damn. If you got a problem with it, just Google it. Look at the card yourself and you announce it. If you want to come on here and announce the names for me, do so. Because I seen somebody in my comments one day. I really wasn't going to say nothing. But one day somebody was on, man, you don't even know how to say the names. Well, motherfucker, come on the show. You pronounce the names. I'll give you the picks. I'll throw you a little chicken, man. I'll grab you a Starbucks coffee or something. If you want a job, if you want to work. If not, like I said, man, just it's all jokes and stuff like that, man. Just read the damn card yourself, man. Y'all know what I'm talking about. Enjoy the fights this week. UFC 327 will be on Paramount Plus. Boxing will be on Netflix. The Lamar Odom documentary, Netflix. Send Help is streaming on some platform. Go check that out. NBA is all over the place. Go check out that. Let me know in the comments what was your favorite segment for the day. Let me know if you want me to talk about a subject that's going on right now. I was going to get into the little TJ and the Offset, but I didn't do too much more resetting than that. I just find it's just goofy with rappers borrowing money from each other, but claiming they got so much money. It's just corny, man. But we're not going to get in that. Y'all enjoy y'all week. Y'all be safe. I will catch y'all here. I'll be back Monday with the results of the NFL, not the NFL. I'll have the results for boxing and UFC Saturday. I might do it Sunday morning, depending on how I'm feeling when I wake up. But that's all I got for y'all, man. Like, share, and subscribe to the Mechee from the Midwest podcast. Make sure you go share, like the shorts I'll be dropping on YouTube. Share the TikTok videos, save them, whatever, man. I'm just trying to build my page up. This is, like I said, just a little hobby I enjoy doing on my free day for the most part, man. Shout out to y'all for subscribing. Mechee for the Midwest podcast on all platforms. Jump in the DM if y'all ever want to be on the show. You want to be a guest. You want to do an interview. Whatever you're trying to do, let me know in the DMs or comment, and we'll make something happen. That's all I got for y'all this week. Y'all be safe. Enjoy y'all weekend.
All black tonight. Shirt says it all. Mechee from the Midwest. Been a long day, but the city stays awake. Hold up. You see that? MFTM in the sky. Guess they're calling.